Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go directly to going over that rent to own study guide. There it is, rent to own review. Okay. So I said in class that if you're going to pay cash for this sorry, if you're going to pay cash, it's going to be $500. So let me get my copy of the rent to own stuff. So you will need your other notes, your rent to own notes, and in that very first page where it has a list of all those things, that's what we're going to use. So at the bottom, it's talking about that signature design dinette set. And if you buy it rent to own, it would be $12.99 a week. Well, if we're going to save our money before we buy it, and we're going to put up $500, then we just take $500 and we divide it by $12.99 a week, and that will tell us how many weeks, which is 38.49, so I'm just going to round that up to 39 weeks. We just said 38 and a half, that's okay. Questions on that? All right, what might be a downside to using Save First? Yeah, you don't get the item right away. You might need it. Might need the dinette set now. Anything else you can remember? It doesn't build credit. So if you're trying to build your credit, paying cash for things while way cheaper doesn't help your credit. Doesn't hurt it, but it doesn't help it. What about an upside? Cheaper. There you go. That's the biggest upside. That's the big deal. It costs less. And that's usually a game changer for most people. For me it is. If you take the same amount of time, 12 months, how much would your monthly payment be? Now notice there are two questions here. How much would your monthly payment be if you charged it on a 24% credit card? And then the second question is, how much interest will you have paid? So on the quiz tomorrow, you will be allowed to use the credit card calculator because you'll be answering questions like this. So you'll need to have that bookmarked so you can get to it pretty easily. I don't know if I have it bookmarked on here. It's going to show up because I've been using it so much here lately. So we're going to charge $500. Our interest rate was 24. And we're going to pay it off in 12 months. So our monthly payment is $47. And our interest is that amount right there, that $67. So we really had two questions to answer there, so make sure you pay attention to that. Okay, the next question. If you pay $12.99 weekly, or that would be about $52 a month, how many months would it take you to pay off the credit card bill? And then how many weeks is that? So again, this is a two-part. So we go back to the credit card calculator. This time we're paying $52 a month. Everything else stayed the same. That means it's going to take us 11 months to pay it off. Oops. And how many weeks that would be, you just times it by 4. That's 44 weeks. So there's your two answers. Question. Okay. What would be your total cost on the credit card? So we look back here. Principal plus interest, probably a little different this time. It's $60 this time. So it's $500 plus 60. That's $560.
Yeah, 67 also.
The 67 is because this question referred to the last problem we did, but you were talking about this original ones. That's why. But since this question is right after the one right before it, I meant for it to go with that one. And that one had a little less interest because you were making a little bit more of a payment every month. How much money would you save by using a credit card to purchase the dinette set instead of going to rent-to-own? Rent-to-own, if you look at your rent-to-own data, is $935 after 72 weeks. We just paid $560 on our credit card. We saved $375. What might be a downside to using this method? And that's the method of credit card. The downside of using the credit card.
You need to have good credit to use a credit card.
Yep, must have a credit card, which means you have to have good enough credit to have a credit card. What else? It costs more than cash. You pay $60 more because you have to pay interest. Still cheaper than rent-to-own. What's the upside? Oh, I didn't ask that, but I should have. The upside of using a credit card.
And you get it.
It's cheaper than rent-to-own. What else?
You get it right away.
Yep, you get it right then. Alrighty, so that should be enough for tomorrow. You should be good to go with your quiz. It's a real short quiz, like it's just a little 30-point thing.